Hey everybody, and hey South Bay. I'm Jeff Pollard at solarpowerthepeople.org and Jeff Pollard 11 on Instagram. We have a fun little topic, but I'll let this guy explain it. Please, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Shant Baboujian. I'm an acupuncturist.
Like what the sign says. All right, so cool. As far as I know, that is with some needles and stuff. Can you explain what acupuncture is?
Sure. Old medicine, but I'll bring it down into maybe the more modern explanations of things.
Sure.
If we ever get hurt, our body's capable to repairing itself.
Okay.
It doesn't just magically happen. There's an actual nervous and chemical process to all that.
Right.
You get a cut on your arm, you don't grow an eyeball there. Your body knows what kind of item to grow there, right? So when the needle goes into the body, it's going to signal the chemical and nervous reaction to repair itself. And so the body begins to release those types of chemicals, the building blocks. But the fine thing is that the needle is so small, it doesn't actually cause any damage to where we put the needle, so none of those chemicals are used up. All it's doing is that it's initiating the sequence to repair itself.
Whoa, okay.
Fun.
Yeah, and so, I think, I'm kind of going off of the loose knowledge that I have. So what could this be for? Now, tell me, if somebody wants to come in and use your services, what kind of ailments do they have to describe to you? Could it be anything? Could it be anything from like headaches to like flesh wounds? Like what do you need to help them?
Typically, people will generally come in for pain because that's what acupuncture has been marketed as.
Okay.
So shoulder pain, sciatica, low back pain, knee pain. That's what people generally come in at.
Okay.
So that's what we got the most experience of working in. But the body does more than acupuncture does more than just repairing pain. So it can also work with getting your lung function better, your kidney function better, digestion, sleep, even eyesight, for example. If you're getting blurred vision coming on, it can help to boost that.
Really?
And it doesn't just do that by putting needles in the eye. Acupuncturists also have to diagnose of why.
Okay.
So generally, if the eyes, for example, if you're starting to get blurred vision, not that I've had blurry vision my whole life, like it's starting to happen now.
Okay.
Now we notice typically that there is a deficiency of the quality of the person's blood. Now blood is feeding the eye. So the liver is pulling nutrients out from digestion, and that is eventually making its way over to the eyeball. And if the quality of that nutrients is not so good,
okay,
this is what we call blood deficiency, typically liver blood deficiency. Weird to say, right? One of the other things that we look at is we look at the person's tongue.
Okay.
And so on the sides of the tongue is the map that shows the body's liver health.
Oy.
So if the sides of the tongue are pale,
Yeah.
meaning not rich with blood,
Okay.
and the person's got blurry vision, and we check the pulse at the liver area, that's also showing some weakness.
Yeah.
We start putting the data points together to say, okay, this is a liver blood deficiency issue causing the blurred vision.
Interesting.
Put some points accordingly, give some nutritional guidances and
Yeah.
lifestyle changes to help replenish the blood.
Okay. Now that's just one example. What would you give us just a quick idea if what's the step by step? Sometimes people get nervous getting into it. So is it just and I mean step by step. Somebody calls you up, sets an appointment. Do they need a consultation first? Do they need to fill out forms to tell you their health? How does that part
I
or
need
do you
them
just
to
get
be
into
with
it?
me. Just come right in.
Okay.
All right. So
Is that simple?
somebody calls and says, "Can I book an appointment?" Typically, they say, "Do you accept my insurance?"
Okay.
And typically, I do. So they come in, and I'm not big on paperwork.
Okay.
Because from my whole clinical experience in school and working in other clinics,
Okay.
nobody even looks at all those forms that you filled out down the line. It's just an initial thing to pump administrative work, whatever.
Okay.
So just tell me what's going on. If somebody comes in with knee pain, for example,
Okay.
they have a recliner chair. So they're sitting on the recliner chair.
Okay.
And I'm saying, okay, show me where it hurts. Point to it. They say, okay, well, it hurts when I flex it in, and it hurts along the inner side here,
Okay.
for example. Okay?
Sure.
Give me a number, 1 out of 10. How bad is it right now? They'll tell me, oh, it's a 6 right now when I do this.
Okay.
So I'll put an acupuncture needle on the opposite elbow, and I'll ask them to do it again.
Okay.
And typically they'll tell me, oh, it's down to a 2.
Oh.
That's when therapy kicks in.
Okay. Now, my questions are more based for the newcomer. So, if somebody is just is curious and wants to, but definitely afraid of needles, can you? I've done it, so I could tell you that for me, the needle prick doesn't hurt. But how would you describe it? How would you maybe describe the prick of it, or the pain tolerance, or just what they're going through? Like, I don't think there's any pain really, unless it's just what you brought into the office. But like,
sure. So
the needle doesn't hurt, right?
If the person themselves are anxious about it, they'll heighten and exaggerate to themselves the experience too. Huh? But the needle sensation itself, it should feel, of course, for that split second of penetrating through the skin, you don't feel a sensation. But afterwards, if it feels more of like a thump, it's got more bass to it, more weight to it, that's the good feeling. That's the one that we want for you to have. As opposed to if you've got more of a pinprick, sting, or burn. So these are false signals. It would be like the fire alarm going off of the building, is if you're feeling a pinprick, stinging, or burn. And then if you feel more of like a pulsing, pounding, gathering sensation, that's like the fire truck has arrived. We want to have more of a kind of a heavier, dispersed, as opposed to a bing.
Interesting. And now when people do this, well, I know that it probably depends on like the severity or even how much they are willing to put in, but like, what's roughly the time frame? How much in like time do they put into one session usually? Is it 10
45 minutes? 45
minutes? Okay. That's the most. Now the next thing is like, and I know this depends on the severity of the person, but like, I don't think this is one of those things. It's kind of like if you need a chiropractor, you're not fixed in one time. So you probably suggest a few rounds, right? Correct? Come in a few times after that. Okay. All right. Now, thank you so much. You definitely gave us a good take on acupuncture. We'll make a video explaining. You'll actually do it on me, so that'll be a fun one. Now, I said, hey everybody, and hey South Bay. I just want to bring up that right now, his really cool office is in Glendale, but this man grew up in the South Bay, so we actually kind of knew each other just, off from the side. But anyway, so support local, support South Bay. If you're in the Glendale area, please come by. Thank you so much for chatting with us. Please, take a look. If you need acupuncture, if you have any pains, if you want to try something new, this guy's the guy to check out. So yes, thank you everybody. All right, take care.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, all right, we're gonna be doing the acupuncture now. Here's the man. All right, let's do it.
Okay, what's going on with you?
I could get headaches sometimes. I guess there's the sleep issues sometimes. I don't get too many headaches, not lately.
Let's work on some sleep points.
All right. So I felt a little prick, but it wasn't anything crazy. And it sticks to you, but okay.
You have any low back pain?
I could always use one for lower back pain. And I've done this before. It doesn't leave any scarring. You don't have to worry about that. It's not like my face is in this like a tremendous amount of pain right now. Quite interesting. I think if anything, it looks worse than it is, but it's not. So just talking for all the people that might be nervous.
This even helps to boost some collagen in your skin too.
Okay.
So these are some facial points, but don't just only use the head, I also use the arms and the legs. All right, for some hand points.
Yeah, thank you. Ah, just kidding. I actually did feel something there, but it wasn't.
What did it feel like?
Like you mentioned, kind of like a burning, you know, a little inflamed feeling, but.
Does it still feel burning?
No.
Okay. So anytime that, let's say for example, if this one did feel burning, you tell me this is what I would do. Take this out and discard that needle.
Okay.
Right, do it again.
Okay.
Scoot it over a little bit. But I can already palpate, I could feel that the tissue in this area is a little bit constricted, which makes sense that which pathway you have a blockage in. This one does help for stress relief.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah. Now, technically, the fun could stop here, but like you could keep going just depending. And a little fun question for the people: how long have you done this? Like, how many needles did you do with one person? Do you recall or?
Well, today's my first day in practice. Just kidding. Been doing this for 9 years now, and I remember the most needles I'd ever used on a patient was 60 needles, and this guy was like 6'5". He was a biker, big guy, and he'd fallen. He had a motorcycle accident, and he had a lot of areas that needed recovery. So there was a lot of real estate for me to use. And over time, I got more refined in using less and less needles. Typically now I'll use between 3 and 20 needles on a patient.
Okay, very cool. Well, you got the idea, everybody. I hope this helps with anyone who's a little stressed out. It feels cool, it feels nice. So thank you so much, and we are out. Hey everybody, guess what? I wrote an illustrated children's book. I am super excited for this. It's a great book, so please support, please buy, please do whatever you feel like doing. The Giraffe and the Lion. Find it anywhere. Thanks everybody.